Howdy, y'all.
Whoop.
Welcome to
Hey
Chit
there.
Chat Hour Time.
Calling all cherubs.
I'm
It's cherub chit
calling all
chat.
cherubs. There's the word that I was looking for. I couldn't think of the word there. I'm bad at this already. All right. But welcome, everybody. I'm May. This is Angel. It's her birthday.
I turned 20
It's her
today.
birthday. Yeah, she turned 20, apparently. I don't know how that works because I'm 29, but hey, we'll go with it. um, so today we're gonna start with first we're gonna start with my question, actually.
Oh, well, can I say something?
Go
And then you do
ahead.
your question? Okay. I
Sure.
just
Go
want to
ahead.
say that this is Halo Inspirations, and we give you inspirations to help you spread beauty and joy through your quilting journey, guys. I say that because I know it's what I say every time, and some people will expect it, but there's a real truth behind it that comes from the heart. So I always want to make sure that I say that at the beginning. But go ahead. Okay, so you're in charge, Michael. Go.
Yeah. So today we're starting with my question, and we're gonna
Yep.
we're gonna ask. I'm gonna ask everybody in chat. We're gonna ask Angel over there. We're gonna say, do you count your guys selves as a traditional quiltist or a modern quiltist?
Hmm.
Quilter? Quiltist.
Quilter. Mm-hmm.
Quilter.
Quilter.
Yeah. Where's
Mm-hmm.
quiltist?
I don't know, but that was a good word. So
I
you
like
make
that.
up stuff like I do.
Yeah, I like that
Uh,
word. We're gonna start using.
I like that
Continue.
word. No.
Yeah.
So you want to know if people are a modern, if they consider themselves a modern quilter or a traditional
hmm
quilter.
Yeah. And why? Always got to ask why. Why is like the big
Or how come? Yeah.
or how come? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That the question behind the question is
The
more
question
important
be
to me than the question itself.
Yeah, it is a fascinating question. So,
You,
I
you
guess
you go first.
oh, you want me to answer now?
Yeah, you go
Oh,
first.
okay. All right. Well, I actually see myself as a blend. Um what I really really like doing is taking traditional blocks with a modern, I guess maybe a modern colorway. I really enjoy modern quilting, and there are some things about um, modern, even the ones that aren't modern or they're not traditional blocks. I really enjoy modern quilts. I just find them fascinating, intriguing, thought provoking. I'm not really good at designing in the modern way. You, Michael,
Mm,
we have sat down and sketched some things that we're going to bring to fruition. And your
mhm.
designing is definitely modern, and I love
Yeah.
it. It's just not something that is easily come to, but I love taking that twist of traditional blocks and adding a modern twist to it. So, oh, and okay, so we got Dawn saying modern. Just look at my quilts. True story. Although you do
But
have a traditional
she goes
side to
looking at
you.
it that way. She goes on both. She did say
Yes.
that.
Yeah. If you and see, that's just it. This is all about how, and that's where
Yeah.
Michael's going. Why do you feel that way? Because it really depends on how you interpret a
Yeah, and
modern.
there's never this is not there's a correct answer or a wrong answer. So it doesn't matter. You can make up whatever you want that classifies yourself however the heck you want. He says I don't, and then Sherry says I don't like to label, which is fine. You don't need to label yourself. You don't want to. I'm more intrigued about the thought provoking behind it of what do I do and why do I do it? That's it.
Yes. And you know why, Michael?
Hmm.
You know why you are looking at that side of it?
Hmm.
Because you also enjoy the story. So when
Yeah.
somebody can explain to you why they feel that way, because there's no right or wrong, you said that
Mm-mm.
beautifully. I agree with you totally. Um, but understanding how their mind is working is actually telling the story of them as a quilter,
Yeah.
and it's
I
it's
want to.
all
I
it's
want to
on the
know.
story.
Yeah, I want to know more about people in general. I'm a people person, and
Mm-hmm.
it's for me quilting is it's another gateway to someone's soul. So it's another way to describe who and what someone is, and it doesn't require a label. It's just another tool to understand someone better.
Well, hello, sassy Steph. Glad to see you in. And Memoirs of a Long Arm Quilter, that's Sassy Steph. We asked the question, I don't know if you heard, do you consider yourself a modern quilter or a traditional quilter? And, Sherry did say correction. She's sometimes modern.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
cool.
I believe, and she is.
I
And I'm going
love
to
modern. I
show a
love
little
modern.
twist. Well, and
Yeah,
I will say some of her colorways, I mean, yeah, when you think of Lori Holt, it's a more traditional feeling where
oh
she does
yeah,
the vintage
Lori Holt's
lines and,
great.
um, oh no,
I want
Dawn's.
to get into everyone's head, Don. I want to learn everybody. I'm gonna meet
um,
you and I'm gonna pick your brain constantly. I hope you know this. It's gonna happen because I like the thought provoking and the good conversation.
but I will tell you, we all know Sherry and a lot of us like Lori Holt, and that's very traditional.
Mm.
But saying that, Sherry sometimes puts a twist on it by adding some very bold and more modern type color. So, yeah, I think a lot of us are a mix.
Yeah.
It's
And
just
in
about what you
reality,
think is a mix
yeah,
and why do you
yeah.
feel that way?
And in reality, I mean, nothing is gonna be so two-dimensional. You're not traditional or you're modern. You're not. No one's. 98% of humans are not that two-dimensional.
Aw, what feels great, good, and looks good to her eye. That's
Yep.
sassy stuff. She's a
I
heart
mean,
quilter.
I like
And
it.
I totally
That's a
agree
good
with
one.
that too. That's a good one. So she actually spins both ways too. If depending on how you look at it, um, it's a
Yeah,
lot of
and
fun to see people do
that's
different
a
quilts
very
like that.
and the question seems to be very what do you call that? It seems to be two-dimensional. Like, are you this or that? But that's why I want to know the why and reasoning because like it's not. No one's easy.
So Sharina says she's not sure whether she is traditional or not. If you want to ask my opinion based off of what I've seen and my interpretation, because everybody has their own feelings and there's no right or wrong, but I see you as a mix too. I mean, there are some people that are just in my
Yeah,
head very traditional, only traditional blocks, only traditional colors, only, and then there are some real modern people and they don't do traditional at all, like any sense of traditional. So there are
I've been there.
people that I feel like are very spread out. I mean, on opposite sides of the spectrum, and there is no medium. There are plenty of people out there, but a lot of you inside, in my opinion, but you could have a whole different opinion, and that's fine. I see you as a mix, and you may swing. Each one of you may swing a little closer. It's kind of like people say, are you left brain or right brain, right? And some of us identify as a certain way. I'm left brain, I'm right brain. But, if you ask me if I'm right or left brain, I tend to be more left brain. Yeah, I tend to be more on the left brain side, but I do swing a little on the right side. So there is some of right brain stuff going on. So I'm not like there's this, that's it. This is how it works. And I'm not more one side than the other. And I see a lot of quilters like that, but there are quilters that are very, and there ain't nothing wrong with it. We need each and every one of them. Would you not agree, Michael?
Yes.
Yeah. But Sharina, answer. In my opinion, I see you on both sides. Very much so on both sides. Because some of the colors, some of the patterns you've picked, they have a modern twist to it. Some of the colorways, you're and you have here's the thing. Okay, so we've got what brain? Oh, see, Dawn, I see you more heavy on the right. You fall into the left a little bit, but I see you more right brain. So it's just fun. But each one of the people that are in here at this moment now, if you're watching the hashtag replay, would you not agree, Michael? We want to hear
Oh, of
your
course.
thoughts. Yeah,
Put it in comments. Pretty please
yeah.
with cherry on top. I want to
And
know
make
everybody.
sure, especially if you're doing the hashtag replay, do give the answer of how come you feel that way,
Yeah.
because it helps us all to understand and connect. But each one in here live right now, I feel is very much of a mix, and we each have our place that we fall more on one side than the other. But yeah, we do. Oh, Sharina says she likes piecing quilts. I'm not a big fan of foundation paper piecing or English paper piecing. You haven't tried. I know, Sharina. Applique is going to open your world, girl. Especially the stuff you like to do. I think you'll really like it. I really do. And it's funny, guys, because that's another question for another time. I'll wait. I'll talk to Michael about it. We'll talk about this later. We do have the retreat coming up, so there's a lot of things that will be in person, and he's coming back to Virginia. So there's a lot of things I want to talk to him, to be able to physically talk to him and let him see certain things so we can move forward with some of this. But to me, traditional or modern, it's all about the colors. See? Now I will tell you, Sassy Stuff, I agree with you on that to a degree. So if you could see some of Michael's quilting designs, which eventually you will, because they will come to fruition, they are not there is no traditional involved. Okay. Now, he is being exposed with Tula Pink, and we'll talk about this later. He actually likes one of her patterns, and it's a traditional type. There's traditional type blocks in it, but it has a swing to it with color. So you're right, Sassy Stuff. Sometimes it is about color that fluctuates where you are. That's why I always say I'm a mix, because I like the traditional blocks, but I like to mix it with some color. But at any rate, of course, I really do like traditional quilts too, with traditional fabric and colors. I just like it all. Bring it. Bring it. Okay, Michael, so now what? We got a good conversation going, but now what? What are we doing
Next
now?
would be your thing.
My thing. It's
The
not my.
showing of the people's quilts. So it's the
Not my
people's thing.
thing. It's
The people's thing.
Correct. So I have been able. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 people this month, and that I'm sharing. And I want to say first and foremost, thank you to each and every one of you for allowing me to do this. So, the first one that I want to share, I want to be honest with you guys. They did the Easter egg quilt, and I love the color choices. She made all her pinwheels the same direction, which I goofed that up. So it turned out fine, but she really did a great job. So Miss Ellis, I'm going to put it right up here. That is the egg hunt, and that touched my soul. Same with the next one I'm going to show you too. It also touched my soul. Actually, I say that, but I feel like it's all about the story, and it's all about the quilts, and it's all about the people. And so a lot of these touch me in a lot of different ways. And each one that I get to show you, it does something. I don't know how y'all are. This is one reason. Number one, when you see other people's quilts, of course you get inspired, but one of the inspirations come from is somebody made that, you know? Somebody actually took the time, whatever quilt it is, and they made it. And so, you know, as a quilter, how much goes into that. And all of these just really, really touch my heart. Beautiful egg hunt, Sherry says. And Dawn says, wowza. Isn't that just pretty? I love that she has all the different colors. Now, I will say, I think those eggs that are striped. Now, remember, I did mine in string piecing, but I did say you could just use one fabric. I think those striped ones are a striped solid fabric, right? It's not, I don't know, and I don't think, I haven't seen Alice in here. But I think those are just one piece of fabric that are striped, which is so cool. And I actually toyed with the idea of doing some of my eggs with a solid fabric, and I love seeing it because it's very inspirational if I do another one. I actually have an idea on how to add to this, so I won't do a tutorial on it, but you may see it again sometime down the road in the future.
I have ideas for an egg one.
Oh, okay. Well, I'd love to hear that. But this was super cute. Very pretty. Isn't it, though? And it's fun. It's absolutely fun. I think it makes a great wall hanging. You know what else it could do? That's a type of quilt that is so fun, so colorful. You know, we like to expose young babies to color and, you know, to the world as they're growing and developing, because those colors actually will enhance them. I could see putting a baby on this. So easy. Doesn't have to go on a wall. It can go on the floor. So super cute. So pretty it is. Thank you, all of you, for sharing your thoughts for Miss Alice. I'm sure she'll watch the hashtag replay. So nobody's on Facebook, right, Michael? Just want to make sure.
I don't think so.
Oh, no, we do. Sam.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Oh, and Belle.
And Miss Belle, yeah.
Oh, our favorite Southern Belle. Hello, Miss Belle. And hello, Sam. Glad to see you all. I am actually, well, no, I can't talk about it right now. We'll talk about that in the future. Okay. So, I almost did something I shouldn't. And that's asking in public if I can share your stuff. And I will never, if I do, you can just keep quiet. If I ever do that to any of y'all, just keep quiet. We'll talk about it in the back, because I never want to put people on the spot. That's not cool. All right. Great baby quilt, right, Sharina? I think so too. I really do, especially for Easter. And I think, I tell you, I'd put it on the floor and put a baby on it. Okay, so that's Miss Ellis's. That's the egg hunt. Now, this next person actually did one of the video patterns also, the Megastar. And my colorway was so different than hers, and this is what I love about it. And hers is actually, here, let me just show it. It's Sharina. She's allowed me to do this. She has it pieced. And without blowing this up, I should have blown it up before. That print, Sharina, the printed fabric, what's on it? If you could remind me. Because I feel the colors that she used to contrast between the reddish color with the print allows the fabric, it's a very good contrast because it allows it to pop. So you definitely can see the stars. They don't get lost.
Rabbit.
That's what I thought. See, I wanted to say that. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, but I couldn't remember for sure. Okay. Bunnies. There you go. Yeah. And so I thought of this in the way of being close to Easter also. And this is another one that you can do a lot with. Now,
I can tell you the breed.
Yeah, Michael breeds a rabbit so he can actually look at it. Bunnies, yeah. See, I'm glad y'all can see that. Yeah, she did a good job with it. It definitely, I mean, and then of course that red, or I don't know what color to call that, but that the star part, the points. There are, you can find those inside of those blocks. I mean, if it's not identical, you couldn't tell. And then, of course, the background fabric, I feel like it's, I don't know if it's a grunge or not. I can't tell from this picture. My pictures, guys are like this big, okay? Literally, here.
Can't see that. Your hand's behind the.
I know, I was measuring. It's about that big.
Oh, okay.
So, my picture isn't as good as y'all's. But I want to say it's got like
Oh, the red,
a red
strawberry.
yes, a red tint to it though that matches along with the print and with the points. So I love her color choices in this way because she did a good job picking it. I just went through a color class. Not that I'm okay with color. I'm just trying to figure out how to teach y'all, and she nailed this as far as color goes because she just has enough contrast. She has enough blending of the other things around. Sharina, you did a really, really good job. And I love this. I love it. You had to zoom in. The red in the print is strawberries. That is so cool. Yeah, you said that, didn't you? That is so cool. Yeah. Oh, and FYI, guys, I just learned this, Dawn, a couple weeks ago. I don't know if anybody's watching on their phone. One of the new things with YouTube, you used to be able to like hit the button, you know how like you take your phone and you make your fingers like this and it zooms stuff in. And it used to be with YouTube, it would only go so far. Ooh, that was loud. Okay, so it used to only go so far, and it used to be that you could only zoom so far. But now you can take your fingers and you can zoom in on a video and really see up close and personal. So if you are ever in a video and you really want to see closer because maybe the camera angle wasn't close enough, maybe you're looking at fabric, maybe you're trying to figure out quilting motifs or, get inspired by how to quilt different things, you can now do the whole finger on your phone and it will blow it up so big that you can see like individual stitches. It's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, of course. When you do it, you don't have the chat available. So you just do it for a second. Or if you're watching a hashtag replay, you blow it up and then go back to the chat. Yeah, isn't that cool, Michael? You didn't know it either?
I didn't know. No. I don't try and do that very often.
Well, it's because you haven't quilted yet. You just wait. It'll happen. We all love to zoom in.
I don't like zooming in videos.
You will. Because it's important because you're trying to see different things. And I just want to let y'all know. Because I just learned about it just a few weeks ago. And I was like, oh, light bulb moment. It isn't a grunge. It's a mottled beige. Okay. Very cool. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, look, Dawn's laughing at me. Love you, Dawn.
All right, look. I didn't know this either. And I'm on YouTube literally every night of my life.
Yeah. It just happened quietly. They didn't even tell us about it. Okay.
No.
So the next... I know. So the next one is Miss Sherry. She did a wall hanging for her daughter. And isn't that pretty? Now, y'all get to see this bigger than me. If you look... So we have all the colors in her cathedral window. I love cathedral windows, guys. I love cathedral windows. They are so pretty. But I think if I remember correct, Miss Sherry, Leanne loves coffee. So if you look inside of some of those windows is a coffee cup, coffee fabric. Love it. It is so cool, isn't it? I thought it was cool too. Super pretty. I love the colors, and then the binding is multied. I don't know what kind of binding that is, Sherry. Is it one color or? I mean, it's got a print on it, and so it looks. Yeah. It allows you, far away here. It looks a little bit scrappy, but within the same colorway. So it's super cute. Love this.
I'm
So
a big
that
fan of this.
is, huh?
I'm a big fan of this.
Of the cathedral window.
Well, that's cool in itself. I'm a big fan of that. But the colors in this are super cool.
Yeah. Brown with
Oh,
small
RJ.
flowers in the binding. Okay.
Oh,
Very cool. I'll have to rewatch and go, yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. And of course, she had the contrast with the off white background. So the colors really pop.
oh.
Yeah. I would see you as a big fan of that, Michael. So the next quilt here, okay, so this has got a little special story, and Sherry, you may
Oh.
have to you may have
Sorry.
to explain some of this, but it has a story. Um, she made this colors are Lynn Studio. Oh, I okay, so they're Baltique. So yeah, Michael's gonna
Oh.
automatically love them. Yeah.
That makes
So
sense why I like it.
this fabric is actually the dragonfly fabric, Michael. I forget the line all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Water lily magic, right?
Water Lily. Yep.
Isn't that what
Water
it's
Lily
called?
by what's his name?
It's not a him, it's a company. Henry Glass. You
Henry
always
Glass.
do that.
It's him. It's his
It,
man's name.
it's a whole. It is.
It can be a company, but it's a man's name. All right.
It is.
It was just a
And it
click in my
has
head.
dragonflies in there. And there. What is the story with the
This is my
dragonflies?
second favorite.
Oh, you like that one. Oh, well,
This
leave
is
that
my
alone,
second
Michael.
favorite line. This is my second favorite line.
Oh, that's your
Yeah,
second favorite line of fabric.
that we have in the shop. Yeah, yeah.
What's your first?
Anything by Tulip Pink
Oh,
automatic.
well, what do you think about the K facet?
It's good.
Wait till you
It's
see
just
the
not
facet.
this or Tulip Pink. It's not this or Tulip Pink.
Yeah, you really like this line.
This
And she
line is
did a
super cool.
beautiful, beautiful job. Oh, it is very pretty. So I want to show you guys. So she actually sent me several pictures. So this is the actual Friendship Star block, but you can see the different prints. So you have the yellow with the scroll, you have the dragonflies, the blue, and I love. Oh, you know what that is? That is Lori Holt's denim um, stars,
Yeah, it
farmhouse
is.
stars. It is.
Yeah,
It's
I know that
and
one.
look how well that goes. So we took a
It looks
traditional
really good with that.
quilter. Mm-hmm. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
So when her father-in-law passed, family members saw dragonflies, but you made it for somebody who had a baby. Am I right? That is connected to your dad or your father-in-law. Excuse me. So that's the idea behind it, is that she actually took this fabric with inspiration, but then she found a quilt pattern. Now look at her quilting. You can also see what she's decided to do with it. And of course she's loving some ruler work, but she's outlined the friendship stars. Okay.
Actually, by Janet Mott, by the way.
Well, thank you. And what's the line called? What's the collection called?
That's what I'm looking for. The beautiful, the Water Lily Magic Collection.
Oh, so I did say that right. Okay.
Water Lily Magic. Yep.
By Janet Mott.
Yeah. By Janet Mott for Henry Glass.
So this is the quilt. Like I showed you the whole quilt, and then I showed you a little piece. You made it for your niece's baby, the stars in heaven. It's the stars in heaven with dragonflies. Isn't that a beautiful story, guys? I love hearing the stories of you. Thank you, Sherry, for allowing me to share that and explaining it, because I know that's very personal. But see, that's the story behind the quilt. But look at her. This is just the back, right?
That's super cool.
Isn't it not?
I love
Y'all,
subdued stuff. I know that's normal for a quilt, but I just love subdued stuff.
it's
I think
not
so cool.
normal. It depends
Oh,
on
well.
it depends on what you want and how you want it.
Well, I'm all
Um,
for it. I love subdued.
I think you would like whole cloth quilts, Michael, where you just have a quilt and the whole thing, there's no piecing. It's just two pieces of cloth with batting in the middle, and they quilt the design
Oh
of the
yeah, yeah.
quilt. Oh yeah, you would love that.
Subdued work is so cool.
It is a great story, Sharina. And so that was the big piece. Now I wanted to bring you in a little closer because this is the back and it really allows you to see some of that quilting. This girl is turning into quite the quilter. Um, yeah. Look at all that custom. Look at all that design. I mean, she really went creative inside of this. The border is awesome. What she's done to the friendship stars. This is just absolutely gorgeous, Sherry. And I appreciate you showing that quilting side because, you know, this came from your head and you made it real. And it's really, really pretty. So that is the dragonfly quilt. Dragonflies and stars. Thank you, Sherry. So our last person, awesome job, beautiful. Yeah, Dawn. Dawn's a quilter on her long arm, so she can appreciate. And she does custom and she's learning robotics like I am, guys. It's a lesson. Okay, so yeah, it's okay. So Dawn has I have several pictures from her. She's really busy. She tends to make quilts for a lot of different reasons. She does go to craft shows, so she makes a lot of smalls, plus she makes some quilts to sell. So she's been really busy because she's got a lot of craft shows coming up. Plus she does some for friends and family. So the first one here. Okay, guys, I'm going to your mom used to hand quilt. Oh, wow, Sharina. You should see if you have any pictures. You should see if you have any pictures.
That sounds exhausting.
Oh, it is a lot of work, Michael. So I want to ask, does anybody recognize what kind of quilt this is? And it's okay if you don't have the answer. You can just stay quiet. But I'm just curious. She's made a few of these, which is really fun. So I'm just going to give it a little bit because I'll forget. That's one thing I talked about. Oh, we got to go over to Facebook. How's Facebook doing, Michael?
Samantha says that is absolutely beautiful, but I don't know which quilt it was about, so I'm going to assume it's about all of them.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Okay. Do we have anything else?
No, that's it.
Yes. Dawn, you're not. Oh, there we go. Sassy stuff. Jelly roll rice. That is correct.
You're not supposed to answer the question for your own quilt. That's cheating.
Jelly roll. See, Miss Bell knew too. Miss Bell knew too.
Okay.
She said jelly roll race.
All right.
Now, Michael, do you know what a jelly roll race is?
Why would I know that?
Okay.
It's this, apparently.
It is. Now, what it is you get a jelly roll pack, or you get so a jelly roll is, well, we have one from Robert Kaufman, Holiday Flourish, that you really liked all those lines.
Yeah.
So what they
are somewhat of an understanding of a jelly roll itself, but I don't know what a jelly roll is.
Right, so it's a 2.5 strip of width of fabric, okay? And it's a whole pack. So a jelly roll race is basically you get together, and sometimes they have rules, sometimes they don't, but you sew all of those strips together in a certain way, and you see who finishes either first or the most. So it's literally a race. But this type of quilt, even if you don't do it in a race, it's designed
it's called a jelly roll race.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But is that not cool?
That's nifty.
Very modern.
That's pretty nifty. Oh, yeah. It's my kind of thing.
And here's her second. Oh, that's not the first. That's not the same. Oh, they're the same. Oh, no, they're not. Okay.
No, they're not. It's different colorways.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. So, yeah, we got. Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
And then.
That's nifty.
Look, this is a different direction. Look how long. And I don't know about y'all, but y'all know I don't like long seams, so you will never see me do a jelly roll race. If I did one, I'm just going to do it for fun with Michael or with a buddy, you know. That's intense for me. Those are some really long seams. So, oh, you're going to teach them on retreat. Whoop, whoop. Yep. Oh, Sherry did say she loves your color picks. Yeah, she's very creative. Very, very creative. And she can draw. Y'all, she can draw. So the fourth one, so those were just the strips, no borders. This one actually has,
Well, that's super cool.
you like that?
Yeah, I do.
Very modern.
Yep.
Let's do a jelly roll race. Okay. Sassy Steph is ready. All right. When you're feeling better, Sassy Steph, we'll have to put something together and we'll have to go on a jelly roll race. That's not my favorite, guys. You know I don't like long seams, but I'll do it if y'all want to do it. We can have some fun. We can do, either a Zoom or on Discord, and we can just go to town on a jelly roll race. But, yeah, isn't that pretty? And see, there's that contrast again. Okay, so she has all those colors mixed and matched. And I will say she did a really, really good job on lining up her jelly rolls. But then she's got the gray. So that's why I have a gray design board, guys, because it does something a little different than white to color. And it allows you to see things differently. That's just my own preference, but I love gray. My favorite Kona gray is coal. Just saying. And then she has the black border with the half square triangles. That is so cool. She did a really good job. Oh, and Dawn said that is all scraps.
That's super cool.
She just took all her scraps.
From the other ones.
From all of them. From wherever her scraps come from. Isn't that just so cool? You like that one?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next one, she calls, what do you call it, Dawn? Every which way but goose? Takes you too long to sew a short seam? So you're going to be waiting till next Christmas for you to finish the jelly roll race?
All boutique. That's cool.
Oh. That is so cool.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
And we're talking about the other one, right, Dawn? That is so cool.
Every which way but geese.
Every which way but geese. Isn't that so cool? So we got all the flying geese. Michael, those triangles like they are, those are flying geese. I don't know if you've picked up enough on my videos yet.
I know what flying geese are now. I got that much.
So I love this. So she just took that panel and really added some color and some design to her borders. That is so cool. Thank you, Dawn. She said yes. So that is so cool. The next one is another panel. Now, I feel like I've shown this before, but what I like about this picture is you can actually see some of her quilting. Oh, look at her, very modern, Michael. So she took that panel and you can see the color and the design. Yeah. It's very, very modern. But it can be added to traditional too, so.
That actual picture right there, that exact picture has been the background of my computer at least once before.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How interesting is that? It's on Google. Well, it's also a panel.
Yeah, so, I'm just saying.
I just love that she did these swirls with very straight lines because it adds some motion to something that it can be very rigid. Beautiful, Dawn. And Sharina really likes it. Yeah. It is so awesome. Let me go back to Facebook. Beautiful quilting. Belle loves Scrappy. Ain't that the truth, Belle? I think we all do. Sometimes it's just about what we're going to do with it and how to use it, right? But I mean, the more fabric you buy, the more quilts you make, it's inevitable you're going to have more scraps. So
freehand.
Yes, that means she didn't use a computer.
Yeah, I got it. I understand what freehand is.
Okay.
I have some understanding.
Yeah, because
I'm not that much of a nude.
Wait, and I will tell you guys, when Michael lived here, I was free arming. I call it free arming, free hand, free arm, and he used to help me load my quilt tops because he can tell the difference on the different sides of batting. I can't see it, so now he's not here, so I just load it. Never had a problem. No bearding, no nothing. But yeah, he used to help me, so he's seen this. You need Dawn to help you with some of your panels. You have more than 15. Oh yeah, Dawn can help you.
Hey, I can help design some stuff.
You haven't quilted nothing yet, but yeah,
I
you
can't
could.
quilt, but I can design. Give me
But
10
Miss
minutes.
Miss Dawn has a lot of
Yeah.
experience working with a lot of panels. She's done a lot, and her work is just gorgeous,
Oh,
absolutely
yeah, I'm just
gorgeous.
being funny. I'm just
I
being
know you
funny.
are. You are. Last one. Okay, this is a traditional block or a
You need
traditional
to go back.
quilt style. So I want y'all to tell me if any of you can think. She said, "Oh my gosh, if you look at my fabric, I should have a ton of scraps." I want y'all to try and guess what the name of this one is, and all of a sudden, yeah, super pretty. So again, okay, I love that she used that light color for her background. Looks like a light beige because it allows all those colors, even the light color. So she has, I don't know which side's which for you guys. On the one side that's closest to us because of the picture's tilted, it has a very light color fabric, but even that light color is contrasting against her background. Beautiful pictures, and that's actually a little modern, only a little. I think it's a good traditional quilt,
This
and
is
that
traditional.
looks uh-huh,
Huh.
that is very traditional. Railroad,
Okay.
very good. It's the rail block or the railroad. So Sharina says, I will let you come up with some designs, Michael. Well, there you go, Michael.
Don't tempt me. I like
Oh,
designing
Sherry
stuff. It's
says, I
fun.
knew you could design, Michael. Can't wait to see it. Yeah. Okay, so Dawn says it's all scraps. Another
This is
thing
all
y'all can.
scraps.
Yes. So
Oh my
look, guys,
god.
and I've done a video on this. Now, Dawn's, she didn't need that because she's done this. But if you are curious on how to get that block done, I have done a video on it. Now, my measurements are a certain size, but you can always adjust them because this is a very easy quilt to adjust size of your strips. Um, Fence rail. Thank you. That's it. Fence rail. Oh my gosh. You're absolutely right, Dawn. Thank you. So she did this all with scraps. So this is a great inspiration for you guys. If you've got a metric ton of scraps, there you go. What a great idea. And in the future, I've got something for you guys. We're going to talk about scraps. We're going to talk about colors. And I mean, I just took this class. I got a lot of different exercises that I learned out of it to help people with color. If you don't need help, great. But come along. Hope you can add to the fun, add your own input because everybody has great ways of explaining different things to different people. And so your input is definitely valued. But I have a really cool thought on some scrappy color fun. So we can look forward to that. But you did a really good job. And Dawn actually gifted that to a friend. So that friend, what size did that quilt end up being with your borders, Dawn? Your friend is very lucky. Just saying, that's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Love that you did this all with scraps. Love that. So, that was Cherub Chit Chat this week with all of y'all's inspiration. Now I'm going to add my one thing to my own. Now I'm still learning the robotic side. So I should have quilted it slower. The robot slower, not me. But I did get Pepper's quilt done. Do I have this upside up? Nope. I did get it done. It is quilt. Oh, that's upside down too. Goodness grief. 56 by 72. Ooh, that's a good size quilt. All with scraps, guys. Okay. Scraps in a background. But I did get that Pepper's quilt done. And it's got paw prints and bones on it. Like I said, now I don't normally do this, but I was trying to figure out what color to use because I have all kinds of colors. So I decided to use a light color on the darker fabric because there's not as much. And so it's actually either sand or light beige. I'm not sure which it is, but it's a light beige color that I use from Aurifil. And what it does is it blends more with the light colors. And so the actual window, if you're looking through the window, the quilting won't take away from the panel that was cut. And then in my head, what it was is, like you have windows and some people are so artistic and they like paint scrolls on their window frames or different things. Yeah. So it's an artistic window frame. But it's done. All I got to do is bind it. I will tell you, and I'm going to talk about this quilt in the future because I had some real learning lessons. Yeah. Dawn knows. She was on the phone with me when it happened, so it was bad. But it turned out great. And any of you Longhorn, you'll be wanting to hear about this in the future. So, thank you, Miss Dawn. Love Pepper's quilt, Miss Sherry says. Oh. Yeah. So I did get that done. I've got the egg out on the long arm now, the egg hunt, and I'm going to quilt that and take that with me. So I actually have 3 quilts to bind. And y'all be seeing some of that in the future too, because I'm going to do something different with my binding than I've done in the past. So we'll look forward to that. But thank you all for sharing. Pepper will cuddle. Yes, she will. Thank you very much for sharing your quilts. Y'all are truly inspirational. And it's so good to see so much variety because any one of these quilts we can pull from for various reasons. Whether it's a family member you want to make something for, maybe it's a baby quilt, maybe it's a friend, maybe you just need to get rid of some scraps. That fence rail, now Dawn put the border, she put that crazy border on there. Well, there's 3 borders, but the one strip of all those colors, if that sort of stuff bothers you, you don't have to do that. And that fence rails can actually make a really great charity quilt because they're not hard. Cute quilt. Rail fence. See, Miss Bell knew it was a rail fence. Miss Sherry with an S is here. Hi there, Miss Sherry. And then Dawn did say she has 1 to bind before we go to the retreat. So, yeah, the retreat's in a couple of weeks, guys. So y'all want to see